Alright folks, welcome to another beer review. I don't know if at this point I've changed the channel name back to The Clueless Drinker, because the idea of coming up with the Casual Smokers Collective was to sort of like have an umbrella for all my creative projects, and there have been no such creative projects since I came up with the name. So I may have completely forgotten by the time this is uploaded. I haven't done it as I've recorded this video. Plus I don't know if YouTube takes a little time for it to like authorize a name change. I don't know. But anyway, so we're back on brand. And yeah, a little bit of hiatus. I did have videos recorded ready to upload, but I've done a seaside mark. Fresh start for me, lads. And yeah, anyway. So I made a House of Trembling Madness order because I haven't done one for a while. You might have seen the unboxing. I don't know. Have I uploaded it? I don't know. Inconsistency is key to my ethos. But yeah, and I picked up, which you're going to be seeing consecutive reviews of beers from Bullhouse, which is a brewery that I've been really impressed with. Of all the beers that I've drank, just a really good brewery in my eyes. Not too sure when they came about. I'm not sure if they've been around for a few years now, but they're definitely going to be getting some mentions in the upcoming Golden Pints sort of awards things. But I've really enjoyed every Bullhouse beer that I've had. And I was recently in Belfast a couple of weeks ago for the weekend with my brother and his friends to celebrate his and his mate's birthday. I didn't do much craft while I was there. There was a pub that we went to that did, I think I had one or two Bullhouse cans. And yeah, I mean, you're going to Belfast, what are you going to be drinking? Need I say anymore? And the creamers were on point, as one would expect. And it's not just, oh, it tastes better because you're in Ireland. No, it tastes better because they give a shit about how the beer's kept and how it's poured. And yeah, and to have Beamish on tap was just game changer for me. I love Guinness. I've got a real fond appreciation for it. But yeah, Beamish just sort of nudges it for me. And yeah, just consistently good pints of no matter what I had. Didn't even have to be a stout. And yeah, beautiful people, just so friendly. The only knobheads that you come across would be people from England. Loud, brash. But yeah, great food, Ulster fries. Soda bread was a revelation to me. Something I've always known and wanted to try but never did. But that on a fry up is just wonderful, and had a fantastic kebab as well. Even though that's not really anything to do with traditional Irish cuisine. But I didn't get a spice bag, which is pretty stupid. So yeah, now I've done Dublin and Belfast. I think Belfast just nudges it for me. It's not as touristy as Dublin. It's still a little bit expensive, really, for your pints. But do you know what? It was just a wonderful weekend. Great city, and I will definitely be going back and hopefully trying a bit more craft stuff while I'm there. But like I said, if you're going to a place like that, what are you going to be drinking? And it's a chef's kiss. So we've got 4 Bullhouse reviews coming up. I'm going to space them out through the week if I plan this correctly. Upload this on Monday. There you go. And we're starting off on a high with a double IPA. I picked basically any Bullhouse beer that was available on House of Trembling Madness. The only one that I didn't pick up was a sour, just because I'm really not in a sour mood. But I probably should have waited a week, because they were waiting for stock of an Imperial Stout. But I'll probably be looking into doing a direct order from Bullhouse, see how that works out, because like Roland Papers is just a great simple core beer. These Singles Club beers, just great beers in their own right, but also anything that single hop projects for me, when they're done right, just fantastic. So yeah, there'll be a few of those. And yeah, I'm definitely going to be looking into making an order. I like their merch as well. Plus, they've had a bit of a rebrand. So we're starting off with a subtle 8% double IPA, and this is called Brick. Really nice, vibrant artwork. I'm not too sure what hops have been used in this one. But the IMDb will be down below, and I'm sure my absolutely wonderful palate will be able to pinpoint every single ingredient that's in this beer. But it's described as thick, bold, intense, citrusy. But yeah, really, really like that artwork. I like the old branding as well, to be fair, but you know, sometimes you've just got to change things up a little bit. Plus, I think, haven't they got a beer or two in either Tesco or Sainsbury's now? I don't know, so yeah. Anyway, using my snifter glass. Seems to be my go-to glass for when I'm doing beer reviews. Even though I've got a cabinet behind me full of glasses that I just never use. Anyway, it is what it is. I'll worry about that. You don't worry about it. You just calm your little pretty heads. Beer in the glass then, and it's a really nice, deep, orangey sort of look to it. It looks chunky, it's hazy, it's opaque. I feel somewhat out of my comfort zone because I've not actually done a video for a hell of a long time. When I recorded the unboxing video, Jesus Christ, what an incomprehensible mess that was. Thankfully, I had Betty in the background destroying the Trembling Madness box, so you've got at least something enjoyable to watch. If you like dogs, that is. But yeah, that's looking really, really nice. It's a bit dark, but it's still got like a sense of vibrancy to it. It looks a lot more bold on the screen of my phone. I've actually got alright lighting today. One finger's worth of a nice creamy white head. Let's see what we get on the nose then. Ooh. Like it says on the can, it's got that citrusy vibe going on. But then it's also got a little bit of a tropical fruit aroma. A little bit of mango. And I don't know if anybody else gets this, but this is another tasting or aroma note that I use in every IPA review, it seems. But it's almost got like paprika, bell pepper, mango sort of characters to it. Citrusy notes, the more on that softer, like pink grapefruit, blood orange sort of thing. Just smells really, really nice and inviting. It's not in your face. It's not like bursting from the glass by any means, but what is there is very, very satisfying on the old noggin nose. Not noggin, that's your noggin. By the way, I've put my hair back today because I just can't be arsed. It's a bit greasy and there's only so many days that you can put dry shampoo in long hair. Anyway, looks good, smells nice. Let's give it a taste. Cheers. Well, that's not what I was expecting. For some reason, I was expecting it to be like really vibrant and sweet, but it's actually quite tangy, dank, slightly savoury. Yeah, there's a real zing to it. You know, like the coating on like soury, sugary sweets. I'm not saying it's sour, but that's it's sort of that same. The S sounds I was making then. Did you hear it? Jesus. Am I developing a lisp, or have I always had a lisp and people have just been too polite to tell me? My whole life could just change in some home truths that people would be confident enough to give me. But bit of grapefruit in there. It's got the sharpness of lime. Quite dry on the back end as well. But I don't know if it's got any New Zealand hops in there. Because it's not that like musky grape like dryness. It may well have. But yeah, it's got like a really borderline potent Simcoe-esque character, which I'm all for. I think that's a wonderful, wonderful hop. It's not boozy by any stretch, but you're feeling it. There's no like soft, pillowy sweetness to mask that ABV. Mouthfeel, really satisfying. It's almost got quite, not a ferocious carbonation to it, but I think that's playing along with that like zingy, I don't know what word would I use to describe that, but it's still got a nice bold mouthfeel as well. It's that perfect like boldness but carbonation. It's a nice balance in that regard, because I wouldn't say it's a balanced double IPA. It's actually really quite, you know, in your face, almost like resiny, like to the point where it's got some slight West Coast feels about it, especially the bitterness on the back end. A remarkably bitter beer, like almost like a contemporary old school double IPA, if that makes any modicum of sense. And that could be one of the twattiest, wankiest things I've ever said about a beer. But then again, I am the person who uses the word modicum in a beer review, yet never use that in real life. It's like when you put, I mean, I'm crippled with anxiety, as socially awkward as they come. But when I'm on the phone at work to customers, I'm like really chatty, making cringy little jokey comments, saying awfully disgusting friendly things that I would never say even to like my closest and their loved ones, and then put me on a camera and I just spout this. I'm not saying I'm coming across as articulate by any fucking stretch of the imagination, but I just sometimes I hear the words that I say as I'm saying them and I'm thinking, you utter wank. But yeah, I really like the potency of this double IPA. And Brick almost, I don't know if that was like the intention or if it's in relation to reference within the brewery or what have you, but I think Brick works quite well because it's like in your face, but not overwhelmingly so. It's a grown-up double IPA that's not parading around as like an alcoholic bottle of Lilt or Fanta. Do you know what I mean? It's got a real sort of like sense of like old school about it, but in this day and age. Do you see what I mean by utter wank coming out of my mouth? What isn't utter wank, however, is this beer. That's terrific. That's a lovely double IPA. It might not be for everyone. I think that savouriness, the bitterness on the back end might put a few people off, especially in a world where 90% of IPAs have to be soft, fluffy fruit juice beers. But no, I really, really, really like that. I like the oomph that you get from it. And yeah, another absolutely stellar beer from Bullhouse Brewery. Or is it Bullhouse Brewing Company? I can't read. It's getting a bit darker now, isn't it, really? But no, that's terrific. And it was actually really well priced. So, you know, highly recommended. But if you do see rolling papers or any of the, we've got one of them coming up, the Singles Club beers, pick them up as well. Fantastic stuff, really, really is. Brick, knocked it out of the park again, and that's setting the standard high for these next few beer reviews. Anyway, so if you have tried it, let me know your thoughts, opinions down below. Any recommendations, greatly appreciated. Link to the brewery, I was going to say IMDb then. Untappd, the socials, Webshop, as usual, in the description. And yeah, if you're ever looking for a good, like, cheap trip in regards to travel and accommodation, go spend a weekend in Belfast. Phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal city. And yeah, and a phenomenal brewery within that city. Anyway, cheers for watching, links in the description, and yeah, thank you all, and I shall see you later. It's back onto the 15-minute plus beer reviews. Nice.